feedback I've gotten over the years from attendees is that while the material is powerful and it impacts their businesses, they just don't get enough. So they say to me, if only we could spend more time with you and the other presenters and really pick your brain, absorb the knowledge that you have to share, and get hands-on training. So to satisfy this need, I created Success GPS programs.
If you're here, it's because you want to succeed.
Being the fact that it's a hands-on workshop, we are getting a ton of value in terms of gaining more clarity for our business and approaching ways to wow the clients and customers that we do have.
Some of the Success GPS events are short, single-day experiences, a couple of hours, but our premier event is an extended, hands-on, experiential retreat. Business owners can come, spend 3 full days locked down and learning everything they need to know to be successful in business and in life.
Everybody up, I'll come out and get you. You over there too, up, up, up. See, if you already sit down, then you've already flunked, which means you've already given up.
Industry leaders that are here today that are so authentic and passionate about being of service to others. It sort of opens my heart and my mind to being really possible and staying on the right track.
I've spent 25 years listening to thousands of speakers, looking for the best of the best. Of all these, I handpicked this lineup of amazing speakers because I knew that they would bring it and that they would put it all on the line with their heart and soul to create an amazing experience for our attendees. In addition, all of the presenters are passionate about helping small businesses and entrepreneurs succeed and take the time on and off the stage for every attendee to get what they need to go to that next level. So I say show up, follow up, and lift up. Give back and don't ever, I don't care where you are in life, if you think you haven't arrived somewhere to where you can't give something back, you're wrong. It's the exact opposite. The minute you start stepping, bring someone with you.
Don't even hesitate, get here, do it. Be here, be the first one signed up, sit in the front row, get all the information, and it will be mind-blowing. It'll just be, it's a game changer to be here. It's just a game changer.
So don't miss the experience live and in person. Go to register at successgpsseminars.com for our upcoming event. And in the meantime, get ready to be inspired.
Again, my name is Doug Walz. I've been in sales, like I said, my entire life. Grew up in a house that revolved around the Wendy's franchise. You all know this guy. He was a name that I knew as a little kid. I remember when I was around 5 that my parents had a weekend event that they were, or get together with their friend Dave down on the Ohio River.
On his houseboat. Like, all right, they're going away for a weekend. Good deal. A couple years later, I realized what that whole meeting was about, and they were being offered one of the first franchises for Wendy's, or to be part of the Wendy's international team. They passed on it because mom and dad, growing up in the restaurant business, didn't want to go back into the restaurant business again until a couple years later when another opportunity arrived and they ended up doing it. Dave built an amazing company. If you don't know, he actually holds a Guinness World Record of over 800 commercials that the founder of the company was actually in. My interaction as a kid was with the adoption work that Dave and Wendy's International did, working with foster kids around the country and putting on events and supporting those kids so that they would have the future that they otherwise might not have had, which was the same situation that Mr. Thomas grew up with as an adopted child himself. So, how did that parlay into me being in sales? Well, with my parents now having their own franchise, long story short, we ended up needing outdoor advertising to advertise the business. Dad, out of ignorance, just went up and put some up. State said you can't do that, you got to get licensed, got licensed. And all of a sudden, people started coming to us saying, what are you going to do with the backside of that board? My son's going to sell that to you. And Doug, you're going to do sales. And my sister, Jean, she was going to do the accounting. I was really cool with that because I didn't want to do the accounting. But I saw an opportunity with sales. I got to go out into the community, work once to sell the product. It resold for the next 12 months all over again. My sister had to do the accounting every month of the entire year. I got to do my job once for the year, and I was done. Something clicked and said, sales might be a good deal. We might want to look into that a little bit more. So as I got into sales, as I started looking into and selling billboards as a high school student and going out to our community and selling, built that into a large company, sold that to Lamar in '96. Here's my takeaway from all of that. Not only do you need to go do your prospecting, not only do you need to go do the legwork and get out in front of an audience, but you've got to follow up. And we're going to talk about that towards the end of what we're doing and a little bit about who we are. So, what is this texting thing that everybody's been using today? Has everybody had an opportunity to do that with either Alec or Matt? Okay. You're going to see it a little bit more, and when you, just as a technical heads up, as you pull up your text message, you probably saw that with Matt, and you type in the 21777, it's going to pull up the last message because it is a message thread in your text, just like you normally would with family members or your office staff. So don't get thrown off by that. The keyword underneath that, the TML, that is unique to your individual business. Now, what is this all about? If you want, please grab your cell phone again and let's start a text message, because instead of me just telling you about it, I'd like to walk you through it. This is an interactive workshop. This is an interactive seminar. So let's do just that. As you're pulling that up, and I'll leave this up on the screen for a second, you're going to get a text message back as you saw with the others. And it should look something like this. Did everybody get the code? Everybody good? All right. So this is the autoresponder with SMS, which is what is typically referred to as short message service. You're allowed a unique keyword to go into a system. It automatically responds with a programmed message that you choose, that you put in there. It's your language, your message that you put in there. Now, how many of you have been at a seminar event, somebody has used a text messaging sequence, and the text messaging starts going back and forth of, now text your first name. Thank you very much, John. Now, please, John, text your email back to us. We'd appreciate that as well. And when you get that message back, they talk about the deliverable being sent to you via email. You've seen that before. There's a little bit of a disconnect with that. It's not bad. It does help to build a database. But what we're trying to do is make sure that we're driving information, driving the data that you're mining from an audience into the existing CRM. Constant Contact is a great one. A lot of our clients use that. To drive that data into Constant Contact or another for a company like that, service like that, to drive that information in, to collect it and start building that database instead of building a database on a text messaging platform. So what we do is we give a link and immediately get you to a mobile web page. So if you click the link, you've already seen this. Now, feel free to fill that out. You've already filled out a few already. We do not spam anybody. We respect your privacy. This simply lets us know who might be interested in a product, how we do our follow-up, who we're doing our follow-up with. Again, this works directly with your CRM. If you don't have one, if you don't know what CRM is, customer relationship management. So if you don't have one, we collect the data for you and we can make that available to you in a spreadsheet. If you already have one or get one eventually, we can synchronize with that and then populate that database for you as well. This also sends a confirmation email. So when you fill out the form, your admin or your assistant or yourself are going to get a confirmation email letting you know that John Doe just filled out your form and they were possibly interested in your product. It's now on you to do the follow-up and check them out. One of my clients, Jesse, he speaks quite frequently in the Vegas area. This would be our deliverable page. So once you fill out that form, you're given another link to click on, and it takes you to what we refer to as a deliverable page. Now this deliverable page is why we started this thing in the first place. We would sit in an auditorium. We would sit in front of great presenters. They had great information, and the better the information, the more often this would happen. One, somebody would raise their hand and say, how do I get a copy of your slide deck? We've all seen that, right? The presenter would say, well, leave your business card with so-and-so over here, or can we get that on the company website and we'll have that downloadable for you in the next couple days, or see me on a break and we'll get that to you. It rarely ever happens. And if it's 2 days later after you get home, you've got so many other things going on, it's not a high priority anymore. When is your information or somebody else's information at the highest priority? Now. Now is when you want it. 5 minutes after you walk out of a seminar, you might not want the information or even remember that you were asking for it. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, you probably forgot who was even up there, if we're going to be quite honest with ourselves, because these types of events are so interactive, they're so stimulating, there's so many great people in the audience, because you all identified yourself as thought leaders earlier, right? So there are so many thought leaders that we want to interact with, that what we just, the class that we just came out of is starting to already fade a little bit, although it was really good material. Now we're on to something else. So we make sure that one, the deliverable, the slide deck, the copy of your book, we can do white papers, survey forms. If you have it in digital format that you want to share with your audience, it can be delivered to your audience in real time, just like this. So what you now have on your phone should look something like this slide. This is our, our demonstration slide. It gives several examples of what we've done for other clients. So the kiosk and trade show, how many of you go to trade shows? How many of you go to chamber mixers? How many of you go to other meetup groups and networking events? Okay, if we're in business, we're getting out there, we're doing that. One of the things I've stopped doing is carrying my business cards. I collect them all day long, but passing them out, doesn't always work to our benefit as much as collecting a digital card from somebody else. So what we do is I have a little button on my phone. It opens up a kiosk, it has a keypad, and I simply, while I'm in conversation with you, hand you my phone, say, would you mind giving me your cell number? I'll send you all my contact information right then and there, and we continue on with the conversation. If you happen to have a booth at a trade show, not a problem. You can either put the text messaging up for the same deliverable, and now you're getting a single message out to many people all at one time, even if you are talking with a prospect and you're getting tied up in that conversation and you realize there's 3 other people that you really want to get to, they still can get information from you, so you're not losing the opportunity to collect a lead from somebody in a large group. At the end of this, if you scroll all the way down, you're able to schedule a call with me. And that's one of the things that I want to make sure that I am really clear on. The next 3 days, I'm here. If you want some time with me, you can schedule a call with me as well. My cell number is also on the very bottom of it. Text me directly if you don't want to go through the system. That's fine. I'm here to serve you while you're here at Jennifer's event, while you're here at the Success GPS Summit. Grab me, pull me aside, let's go have some coffee, let's go sit down, and let's talk about what your objective is on lead capture. If you think about your sales funnel, you've already designed how you want to do a drip campaign for email. You've designed how you want to do your follow-up. All these things are already in place. But you've got this funnel that you've got to pull people into. You can use social media, you can use stage, you can use podcasting. Think of what we do as the little guy that goes around all the people that's standing on the edge and looking into your sales funnel, wondering, do I even want to get involved? By offering a high-value deliverable in the moment, it's like we're going behind and just knocking them over for you. and just dumping them into your sales funnel and helping them engage with you and stop with whatever barrier they have in their mind. We help them get over that and get to an immediate deliverable. So one other thing that I'd also like to add, and this is something that we're literally just offering for this event right now. One thing I have found in my conversations with my clients, with prospects, going to meetup groups, going to networking events, going to seminars and workshops, is that people have a sales funnel, maybe. They might have a way to collect leads, and they may have somewhat of an engaging social media. Those are all great ways to capture and collect data and leads. They are worth nothing, not a thing, if you don't follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. We've heard it, we've said it, we've written it down, and then we hear it again, and we say it to ourselves, and we write it down again, and it keeps repeating, and sometimes we just don't do it. The fortune is in the follow-up, folks. And one of the things that we're going to be starting as of this event is a follow-up training, sales training class, an event. If you, I think I've got it on here. The button right above the sales call, the schedule call button, the green one, it says sales follow-up training. If you're interested in this for yourself, for your team, for your kids, schedule a call, fill out the survey. That will go to my partner, David Corbin. If you don't know who David is, he is a mentor to mentors. He is a trainer for Fortune 5 companies. He is an amazing gift to the business community. Fill out that form, do yourself a favor, work with David, work with myself on helping to collect data, but then make sure that you're doing the next step in using a follow-up training system to systematically drive business, drive cash flow to your business and what you're trying to bring to the world.